Okay, so same day, May 2nd, 2021. Look what's going on here. Do you see? Checking and processing. Well, checking still running. Checks, sorry. Checks still running. Checks still running. This has been up already for over 2 hours. Okay? I don't know if this is YouTube up to their antics, right? Because I'm talking about the court stuff, people. I'm going outside in a minute. I found my skill saw. Okay, I won't go outside, and I'm going to try and make a bigger bird cage for that bird. Something where it can hop from branch to branch. And if it can fly, I'll make it big enough where, you know, we'll see. We'll see, okay? We won't know until it has enough room to actually move around. I don't think it can fly, and if it can only fly for so long. You can't fly with one tail feather, okay? Which puts that bird at risk to being attacked by a cat, like, at any moment. Now, I know a lot of people wouldn't care. It's just a bird, who cares? You know, matter of fact, some people would put the bird right with the cat just to be able to watch the cat attack the bird. For the fun of it, right? That's not my style. So I feel really bad for this bird. I don't want it to die. All right, I figure more than likely, if it's in a decent environment, it will just calm down and adjust, and its tail feathers will grow back like Mr. Lace. All right, and then once its tail feathers are back, then you release it back into the bird community. Right, as its friends chirping, "Yay, yay, I'm free." So, but I'm having like serious panic attacks here. Between YouTube doing what YouTube's doing, honest to God, people, every single time I upload a video, I get feeling ill because of what YouTube's been doing to my channel in terms of their ambiguity, their biased ambiguity that but besides that point, I've been trying not to let it get me down, seriously. Right? Just going with the flow, just keeping you in the loop, people, letting you know what I'm doing, what I'm up against, how I feel about it. Right? No, this is not just some story that I'm writing just as a fantasy, okay? This is real stuff that's really happened or is happening or is going to happen, and every now and then, you know, a bird falls into my hands. So, I've got a palette out there from Mr. Lace's pen. So I'll figure, I didn't know what to do with it. I always thought I'd put it in with the hen house, but I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to snip the screen, pull it back, cut the palette in half. You'll see. I'm going to walk you through it. And then I'm going to use both parts as a base to build in something. And I've got enough wood and enough screen to be able to do it where I can give this bird enough space to actually fly around from branch to branch, hop, do whatever it's going to do. And once it's in there with a variety of things that it, you know, would like to do as a bird, we'll see what it's capable of, all right? And then we'll just take it from there and see what happens. It will be much happier outside with his friends visiting it and talking to it and all this other stuff, right? It's not a baby. Maybe it's a young bird, but, you know, I'm just feeling like, I mean, obviously I'm not going to do any paperwork today, right? You know. But I think in this situation, this little bird's life is important. Alright, it's a sentient being, isn't that what they call them? Sentient beings. Alright. It'll probably thank me once it's out in that outside cage. I have to have it up off the ground, no, because of rats, right? So I gotta figure out a way to have it off the ground. And, you know, you need to use 1/4-inch screen to keep the rats out. I don't know if mice attack birds, but, you know, maybe. So, you know, I'm going to probably use a 1/4-inch screen. I don't know if a 1/2 inch is effective. It depends. It depends on what I do and how I do it in terms of it off the ground, right? A little bit. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. This is what this video is going to be about. And I'll bring out the camera and we're going to start working on it. And hopefully we'll have it done by the end of the night. I don't know what YouTube is doing to my channel again with their freaking checks or whatever it is, right? You know, I have a right to talk about my life, people. Okay, these are this is my stuff. Okay, you know, it just seems odd that, you know, it's stuck on, right? Because don't forget, I'm down to 2 strikes. They did it on purpose. All right, on ambiguity. So, anyway, I'll be back. Let's stay positive for this little bird's sake, okay? All right. It's the little bird's day. Yeah. Okay. This screen is too big. But the palette itself, I can use as a base. And then it's just a matter of figuring out where I'm going to put it. Okay, so that's what I'm starting with as a base. This is going to have to be covered over with more screen because one of those little birds can go through that, or a rat. Alright, can get in. So I only have so much room back here, and I want it where it's going to get some light and no light and, you know, whatever. I don't even know. I'm just not feeling that great right now with this shit, just because of the stress with the court and the government and YouTube and just all of it, people. Alright. Okay, let me focus. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this as a means to, right, lay that down anyway. But I guess what that is, that's a rhubarb plant. So I'm going to have to probably dig that up. And I should probably do it now. Right, it grows there, but I don't know. I can maybe move this later. It would be nice if I could put it there. But I'd have to move everything out. And I don't know, I don't have time to make it up off the ground, right? It's got to be up off the ground. So for now, I think I'll just do this. And I can maybe always move it later. When I get into, there's old Charlie. He's going to get a bath. You'll see he won't look the same when he gets his bath. He's had a pretty rough life lately. You can see Charlie. Yeah, that's Charlie. He's saying like, oh, life has been rough, man. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding. I know how you're feeling. Okay. So, I'm thinking before I do this, I'm thinking I should dig that out. Okay. So I just put this temporarily anyway on a metal rack there, you can see. Right? It's holding it pretty good. It gives me the base that I need. So that's as big as it's going to be. And then at some point, when I have more time, I can pull everything out from there. Good old Charlie. All of it. Take this once it's built and then just put it in there nicely, and I can either use it as a little mini rabbit hutch if I want, or as a bird sanctuary in the event I come across these birds like I am. Right now, this is for the bird that's in Andre's playroom. I'm telling you though, people, I'm feeling not that well right now. Not in a bad way, like sick, but I'm so stressed out. I'm sick with stress. Wait, I'll tell you why. First of all, YouTube, I think, is up to its old antics. Okay, they got my last 2 videos going around and around and around on their, what is it called? Checks. Because I'm talking about the court, people. Right? Something that the judges threw out. I don't know what that was. I'm talking about court. Something that the judges threw out. Okay? They were all fucking around with me, you know that. Okay? They didn't care. They threw it out. That's all they care about. And now that I'm talking about it and I'm challenging it, right? And I'm, you know, towing that line, right? Showing what they did and how they did it. You know, YouTube's jumping on that fucking YouTube bandwagon and, you know, psychologically warfaring with me. You know, I'm just waiting for my channel to be wiped out, people, for telling the truth. For showing you what happened. Right? Not just talking about it, but actually fucking showing you. Right? To show you what I'm up against. To show you how they fucking do it. Right? You know? I mean, that's just, right? What else is it, people? A glitch all of a sudden? Right? All of a sudden? Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it's a glitch all of a sudden. So anyway, I'm just going to keep doing. So my landlady said they're going to hang on to this house for a little while longer because the prices keep going up. In other words, she can get more than 1.8 million if she just hangs on to the house a little longer. So this time next year, she might get 2.2 million. I told her it's just a matter of time before I eventually have to leave this house anyway. A couple, 2-3 years, maybe at best, if that. Mari's getting heavy, you know, and right now my goal, my focus, I told her, is just finish what I'm doing. I said, you know, she never came into the back last year because, you know, working on this and stuff. I told her this year, give me a couple more months. When you come into the back, you're going to see I built another little mini greenhouse. You'll like it, right? Not that she cares, but I mean, like, cares. She'd like to have one for herself, but nobody will build it for her. That's the thing. If I could build it for her, I'd build it for her, but it's not like I have the resources to go out to her property and start building greenhouses for her, but she'd like to have a greenhouse. But nobody will build it for her, and so anyway, I don't know, people, I don't know what's going to happen to my life, right? I just know that I'm going to stick with the format, right? And nobody can tell me I can't talk about what the hell happened to my family, how it happened, why it happened, who benefited from it, who didn't benefit from it, who paid the ultimate price in terms of dying because of it, right? You know, as far as I'm concerned, because of their negligence in terms of the court, they just put my family at risk to being murdered and gang stalked and just the whole 9 yards, and it's come true, right? Right? You know, Shimei was murdered, and right? You know, maybe if they would have fucking dealt with Uncle John like they were supposed to, maybe Shimei would be alive today. I believe Shimei would be alive today, people, because, you know, the more the government gang stalks me and stalls and does whatever the government does, it gives other people the permission to behave the same way. Right? And look what happened. Shimei died, murdered in her house, got covered up, right? Illegally embalmed, organs harvested. And then who was next in line? Sierra, released from jail, lured to her death, right? Not to mention everything else that's been going on with everybody in this house, right? Some of us still around, some of us not. Some of us severely injured for life, some of us not, right? It's just, so anyway, I want to stay positive for this little bird, right? And a little bird's life is important, right? that little bird's life, if I can get it in that cage and it survives, is just as important as anything else that's alive, right? That's, I guess, the moral of this video, no matter what YouTube tries to do. Because this check going around and around and around on 2 videos, I mean, what? What is that supposed to mean, people? I'm not allowed to talk about court, something that they threw out of court in 2017. All of a sudden it's come back to haunt them. And what, I'm the villain? Yeah, okay, I'm not no fucking villain here, okay? We're the victims, okay, people? Just remember that. We're the victims. And there's a whole lot of other victims out there, too. Apparently, my landlady and my landlord, they did get the Moderna shot. I guess it was a couple months ago, and so far she's been okay, but last week she was kind of sick. She said she had a flu last week for about a week. But outside of that, she's been fine. She wants me to get it, and I said no. Because, you do realize it's an experimental drug, and I don't know if she fully understands what that means, but because her daughter works for Fraser Health Authority, and her daughter said it's okay to take it, she took it. Then she says, well, just don't go nowhere. And I'm like, well, I'm going to court right now. Outside of that, I go to the grocery store once a month, maybe, if I'm lucky. I'm just in the yard, right? So, I don't know. So, I'm sorry I'm a downer again. People, I don't want to be a downer. I never wanted the nonprofit to be a downer, okay? I've always gone out and tried to be positive and happy and bring music and bring singing and, bring snack and bring lunch and bring crafts and bring water play and drums and, and just, right? This is just so out of character in terms of always feeling like doom and gloom is just around the corner, seriously. So I guess I can relax with the not having to move just yet in terms of them selling the house. And I can enjoy my time that I have for this year anyway in the yard, because my goal is to really just get this window in, finish up the lettuce room, and run the pond, and use my black walnut stain, which I just found, like another 3 more bottles underneath my kitchen sink that have been sitting there for, oh God, a couple of 2-3 years, people, so we know it's nice and rich. Oh, I'm looking so forward to using it. I can hardly wait. You can't imagine, right? Because it's been just like that fine wine. Look what's there. Where did you come from, licking your lips, smacking? I heard you pulling on the cat box. What? The cat food. There's the cat food right there. Hey, what you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. Huh? You thirsty too, huh? Licking your lips. Huh? Don't know what to think. Boy, oh boy. Are you thirsty? Hey, you want some water? What, you think you're going to come inside? You're not afraid of me? I haven't seen a raccoon for quite a long time.
Oh, there's a cat.
Hold on. This raccoon ate and lay down and went to sleep. That's what Matilda. Did Matilda do that last year? Matilda did that last year.
Yes.
And then she went off and had her babies over in the hen house area. That's Matilda. She's too friendly. Look at that. She's sleeping away. Do you see, people? These raccoons have no place to go. They feel safe in my yard. Honest to God. Matilda's back.
And all the cats are surrounding her. Look, Sky's right there. Lily's over there.
Yeah. Her water bowl spilled over. I'll give her some more water out in the yard later. Matilda. Matilda. Matilda.
No, Matilda too.
Huh?
It'd be Matilda too.
Matilda too?
Yeah, and then another one after
I know
Matilda.
that, but no, this is what Matilda did last year.
So then Matilda
She
too.
laid right there, She's probably in labor. Maybe she's in labor, people.
Stomach doesn't look big.
You can't see them. Or she's guarding the food. Maybe she's guarding the food.
Now look.
Poor baby.
This guy's
So this little birdhouse that I'm making is kind of big. Can you see how big that is, people? I don't know. I'm trying to give it room to fly. And obviously I'm using up miscellaneous screen and wood around the yard, right? So I got a bird today that lost its, Andre said it lost its tail feather.
Yeah, it actually did.
And Matilda came back.
For once. And all the cats are there.
But the last time she did this, people,
Matilda!
she ended up having her babies. So I don't know.